Welcome back to another episode of the Spaceman 2.0, the Phoenix Truth Rising Show, here to help you grow in the knowledge and wisdom of truth, and the truth shall set you free in the name of Isu Jesus Sananda. So, put forth thy hand into mine, and there will be peace in the valley for thee. That is words from the Master Teacher. Welcome back to part 28 of From Here to Armageddon. So let's continue on with an Appendix 5 by Isu Jesus Emmanuel Sananda. Put forth thy hand into mine, and there will be peace in the valley for thee. I make no idle promises, Chelas. There will be peace for thee. Come unto me, and I will give thee rest. Give you rest, yes, but you must first do of something to have made thyself weary, lest you need no rest. Most are resting and will never move from the inertia of the rest period. How about this? We will work at balance, and you won't need of so much resting. I am Jesus, who comes this day unto you ones of mine flock. Dharma, I grant thee peace and harmony, that you might fulfill thy task in truth. We will speak of my name, Jesus, for it gives thee great discomfort. What's in a name? What is in a name? It is only a label that you might recognize of a person who is without thy presence. It is a point of reference. It is a pleasant name. If it is a pleasant name, many ones will choose that label for their children. Ones naming their children will choose one which their very soul nags them to choose. It is why parents would do well to find what a name really means before placing a sign upon a babe. Sananda tells the story of who I am. Jesus tells a story of who I was at one time upon thy earth plane. Just as Dharma tells a story of who you are at a level even beyond thy present ability to understand. Thy earth-given name only refers to a human female person. There are many reasons that I was called Jesus at the time of my birth, but it matters not right now for purposes of this discussion. My name has been used falsely upon thy place to the point of ad nauseum. It is utilized in curses for the curses and in the name of curses. Ones pray unto me for all manner of greed and selfish nonsense, a very bad habit. Mostly the use of the title only conjures the darker responses to thy brain, for mine ones know me. You hesitate to utilize a word that conjures such dark overall responses, for you know that energy which is mocked is not of me. 'Tis why it is, at this point, easier for most to accept a space commander than to accept that I am back into thy physical lives. I am truly the last ones most wish to have back into thy lives. I am nice on Sunday morning, or a sunrise service, or especially on a Good Friday. Good Friday especially is nice, for it represents an incident that absolves you ones from any responsibility for thy actions. After all, did I not die and spill blood that forevermore thee would have to do nothing but believe I existed and gave all for thy salvation? So be it. Just eat of the grain and drink of the vine in my name, and all is absolved. While you are doing that very thing in habitual trance, my brother of evil is moving right in with thee. He tells you loudly you need do nothing. Old brother Jesus, only he will misuse my name, and he loathes my name and will not stay in its presence. Did it all for you and absolves you of responsibility. Therefore, how about you giving me a place to stay a while? You see, Chelas, when Lucifer was tossed out on his ear, he has no home, no country, no place. He must take yours, and you must invite him in. So he will make grand offers in the name of goodness, usually to get a bit of a hook into thee. Ah, yes, he even helps you for a while. Then he desires more and more and more of you. He was cast to the earth, for he no longer has a place in the Father's realms. He will forevermore do battle to establish his place, depriving thee of thy place, and you give it willingly, openly. When you give totally, you are perfectly possessed, and you consequently lose all defense against the creature. This is evil, far beyond what you call sin. First, the evil creeps upon thee at entry point. Evil spirit tests the water a bit, catches the host in a depressed, helpless, or self-miserable state of being. Then he prods a bit, tempts a lot, and moves very carefully within. The decision is then made, no matter how tenuous, by the victim, to allow that entry. Then he works very carefully and in total dedication to the capture There are the erroneous judgments by the victim in vital matters as a direct result of the allowed presence of the evil one. This is in preparation for the next stage of the move-in. In the beginning, the poor victim knows it is an alien energy moving in. I don't speak of space brother aliens or ones from another country. I do speak of a disembodied spirit, discarnate spirit, moving in to utilize a human physical being. He feels the force of that energy, and in that upstart, it is usually most comforting, for all the while you are being promised all manner of wondrous adventures and things. As a result of this, however, the victim loses control of his free will. Therefore, the same action causes loss of control of decisions and actions. If you have not placed my protection about thee, you will listen to this one and his lies. You will listen even if you know it to be lies. Then you will begin to actually respond to the lie as truth and lose of thy discernment. Once you are thoroughly enthralled with this stage of participation, the evil one begins to set the hook and move toward total possession of thy will. At this point, where thee can still question and deny entry, you are still most vulnerable, for the master of evil picks of this time in great care. By this point, you are usually in human desperation of one type or another. If at this point one allows extended control, you are most likely doomed to the potential completion of the takeover in total. Thy world is overflowing with the unsuspecting and totally controlled human beings. All the stages are overlapping and undetectable. Then you better be using my name in some form, but Jesus is the most dreadful one in the ears of the evil one, for he knows it well. That name Jesus on your plane is recognized, whereby George is not. All parties involved who have heard the name know it to be of me, of light. In southern Lakota Sioux, it will be another label, but just as effective. Better hold tightly to that which you recognize. It is the focus of pure intent, not a rounding off of your consonants and vowels. Me and mine have been so misused that were I to appear as if by magic in great miracle form on Mr. Swaggart's or Mr. Robert's stage, I would be tossed quickly into thy jail cell. When the time is perfection, I will appear when and where I choose, and most surely assure you, I will not be tossed anywhere. Beware, walk-ins. Beware, beloved ones, of one's coming in proclamation as walk-ins, and here I shall make enemies for you, Dharma. Yes, there are agreements to be utilized in thy physical format for Father's purpose. These are agreements, and one utilizes one's own free will choice to go the way of perfection. Most ones who are considered walk-ins are totally possessed, having sacrificed free will onto another energy. The energies of the divine source do not ever take thy free will. Even if you give thy free will back onto the divine source, he will bless you and give it back, that you might work in his most holy light, not take of it for control of you. Never. Sometimes it is simply an incorrect projection of one feeling so totally alive in God that prompts the use of the term. However, guard well. Walk-in is a term of takeover by the evil energy needing a home. No, billions will not care for the above declaration, for they will realize they have been had. How else do thee think Satan will have such a foothold to completely control of thy planet, as the revelations foretold, if he does not fool of thee once? And yes, Dharma, you will be denounced by ones that will really bring thee pain, for it is a misconception, and it plays into the new religion, which will sweep of thy planet. Yes, you can be consumed with love and action for the great divine spirit of Creator. You must surrender onto that energy. You must give of thine energies to walk in the truth and light. But Father Source will never take the control of thy choices and freedom of will from thee. That one promise is what gives me, Izu Jesus Sananda, validity. I will again petition in thy behalf, that you ones do not know of that which you do. You will be again given the opportunity to hear truth and be shown the way. Then again the choice of free will decisions will be placed back into thy hands for thy final decisions. You better be looking within, for 'tis only at the center of thy own soul being that you can remember the truth. Only at the inner core of that which you are not that which you appear in human form to be, resides the truth, and the evil one cannot remove it, for it is God. He can cause you to lose the moment and mark thy own destruction. Frightening? I certainly do hope so, brothers and sisters. I certainly do hope so. Call on me by whatever name thee choices. I will come. I fear no battle with Lucifer. Furthermore, if thy intent is truth, I do not lose of any such battles. You may be bruised and battle-worn, not me, not me. So be it, and Salah, hallelujah, and ahoy, and amen. Try it, for you will like it if thee are heaven-laden and downtrodden. Satan will give thee no peace, nor rest, for his is to never find rest or peace upon the places of the universe. Remember, it is called hell. Become his angel and housemate, and you reap hell. So be it. Think hard on these things. The efforts will be to shut you down, shut your mouth, and not allow thy building in this wondrous place. I take no notice of who you claim to be. You had better take notice of who I claim to be, for I am, and I know who I am. Who be ye? I am he whom you have awaited. Deny me if thee dare, for those who remain against me shall fall. This is, however, why these pronouncements must go forth in general public distribution from this place. Our building would be stopped. There will go forth in truth from another location, that only my ones in this location will be able to know of this scribe. The practices of mysticism in its true definition will be thy destruction. The signs are all about thee now. The ones who use my name in truth shall prevail, so be it. For in these manners will you be able to find one another in order to fulfill thy purpose. Take ultimate care in discerning these preternatural evil energies that come to plead entry unto thee. Take not of their enticements and of their threats. They cannot create. They can only utilize, which is rightfully thy strengths. The threats are the evidence of their limitations, for they cannot attack and seize control of the will in a direct manner. They can only work through the senses in order to assure the continuance of that most basic element of all human possession, the consent of the victim by his own will. So with that being said, I'm going to continue on with part 29 and finish off this appendix of Izu Emmanuel, talking about what's in the name. By any other name, a rose is still a rose, but you can call Jesus Izu Emmanuel, Sananda. It's the intent that matters. With that being said, the Spaceman 2.0 with the Phoenix Truth Rising show, back with another episode. Take care. Bye for now. God bless you. And out.